Hi guys, how's it going? Ivano here. And for the last 3 years I was running SWTOR on this setup, which was okay. I got around 50 FPS on average, but dropped below 20 in big fights, which sucks especially if you're a melee player like me. Also, my performance got a lot worse when recording my gameplay, and especially when I streamed. I could feel the game lagging like crazy, which is also why I didn't really enjoy that much. And there were a couple of problems with the old setup. First of all, it's not the best gaming CPU. The Ryzen 5600 that I was running with a little overclock at 4.5 GHz. Quite a small overclock because my cooling was pretty shitty. 32 gigs of RAM. I didn't really know back then that your RAM and the cast timings can matter a lot in terms of performance. So yeah, all of that was a bit of a mess. But now I got myself a little birthday present in the form of a new gaming PC. Wow. And at the core of it, of course, is the AMD Ryzen 9800 X3D, which runs at up to 5.2 GHz out of the box, features a whopping 96 megabytes of L3 cache, and if you have seen any recent gaming benchmarks, this is currently the #1 gaming CPU that you want to have. For the RAM, I got 2 sticks of 16 GB Corsair Vengeance DDR5, 6000 MHz CL30. That specific one apparently works best with the 9800 CPU to get the most performance. For the cooler, I got the Arctic Freezer 36, went with an air cooler because I didn't want to deal with any potential liquid leaking over my setup. And the Arctic Freezer also has a great price to performance ratio. For the motherboard, I got the Asus TUF Gaming B650. So the AM5 socket here is needed for the new generation of AMD CPUs. But beyond that, it has plenty of fast USB connections, which I like for copying large video files onto external drives and so on. But other than that, no reason to overspend on a fancy motherboard with features that I'm not going to use anyway. 2 TB Samsung SSD, bit more than 100 euros I paid for that, so I think quite a good price. And the case is the Lianli LANCool 216. I like the large fans on that one. So the larger diameter fans means that you get the same airflow as you would have with 3 smaller fans, but at less RPM, so less noise. And together it all runs super cool and quiet so far. Also uses very little power. I was surprised how efficient the CPU actually is. And altogether meaning I have a lot more headroom for overclocking the CPU if I want to do so in the future. Now the PSU with 850 watts is probably a little overkill, but again, yeah, it just means more room for future upgrades. And one such upgrade might be the GPU, where before I was running the NVIDIA 4070 Ti, and now the new setup has only a 4070. But I decided to go that way because, as you might know, GPU prices are a little crazy right now because of AI and crypto and all of that stuff. AI. And I was not going to drop 4K on a GPU that might spontaneously combust. Oh! So the 4070 should be about maybe 10% worse than the 4070 Ti. But since I only play SWTOR pretty much, the CPU matters a lot more. And I doubt I will feel this little GPU downgrade at all. But of course, I still have the 4070 Ti. So I might decide to swap them out from the old PC to the new one. Or maybe just upgrade to a better GPU when the prices get a little more reasonable in the future. So how does it perform in SWTOR? First impression, it's absolutely awesome, super smooth, and based on the first couple of games that I played, I am averaging more than 100 FPS in PvP right now, which is just crazy to me. And honestly, it makes the game so much more enjoyable for me again. But yeah, it's a huge upgrade, so I'm really happy with it. I might make some kind of benchmark video once I get a couple more games in, maybe to also show how different settings in the game affect performance and such. But for now, if you want to see my exact build, or maybe you want to copy it, I will leave the link in the description below. I also want to say thanks to my guildmate Kathik, who recommended me the 9800 X3D and also helped me a lot with the details of the build. So big thanks to you. And of course also thanks to all my viewers and especially the channel members for supporting the channel. I appreciate you guys, and I'm glad if you enjoyed the videos and they entertained you and helped you enjoy the game. And of course a lot more videos to come. So as always, if you enjoyed this one, make sure to leave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future uploads, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.